On October 29, 2003, 4 months after I was born, a little studio leaving Electronic Arts decides to make a World War II style game called Call of Duty, and that studio today is Infinity Ward. It was released on PC, and soon 4 years later, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare would release for the Xbox 360, PS3, PC, and the Wii for some reason. It would revolutionize the series, going into mainstream with an amazing campaign and top-tier multiplayer experience. If you go up to someone on the street today and say, "Hey, what was your first Call of Duty game?" most likely they will say it was COD 4. I personally started on Modern Warfare 3 and went back to play Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, World at War, and when BO2 released, that's when I found Call of Duty YouTubers and my love/hate relationship with the internet. I'm talking Vanoss, AliA, Xbox Ahoy. These guys were my guys for Call of Duty content. Over the years, Call of Duty and Activision have kept with the same yearly release schedule, and the more I play the newer games, the more I see there desperately needs to be a change. With the constant bad business decisions, the blatant lies from developers, and overall incompleteness of the games, it's time for Call of Duty to change its ways. This segment will focus on the multiplayer of Cold War. Zombies and campaign will be a different video in its own, but the multiplayer in this game leaves me distasteful. There's a lot of big problems in this game that I will address, even if it's been said before. One problem is hit detection, and aim assist seems to not work correctly. To put it simply, this game features aim resist. It doesn't seem to help you lock on an enemy player, and instead, the hit detection/aim assist bubble seems to almost prevent you from getting on target. In this test footage from Exclusive Ace, we can see an enemy player strafing in front of Ace. The aim assist bubble seems to be leading in front of the enemy player and stopping the user in its tracks. It's a huge problem. And when playing in games, sometimes this aim assist bubble will happen when you're playing at regular game speed. If on your screen the enemy is moving left while you're pushing right on the thumbstick while aiming, your aim should always go to the right. Should it slow down? Of course, but only for a split second. It shouldn't drag your aim, even stop your aim in the middle of its tracks. It shouldn't work like that. After this was found out in November, by the way, aim assist has not been tweaked or fixed since this video has been up. Not even the other options such as legacy, precision, or focusing solve this problem. They still have the same problems just as standard aim assist. Another problem with the multiplayer is the score streak balancing and the elephant in the room, or should I say the 4 fucking jets in the sky. The air patrol at now 2,400 points, it was 2,700 points, can take out any air kill streak in the game. You need 3 UAVs and a counter UAV down, no problem. One sweep and it'll destroy all 4 streaks in one run. You need to shoot a harp down, a kill streak that is basically almost in low Earth orbit. Yeah, don't worry. Just fucking shoot that shit out of the sky with the air patrol. It'll take care of it quick. Need a VTOL, chopper gunner, and a goddamn AC-130 refurbished in the metal scrap. Say no more, the air patrol's got you covered. It should be 4,000 points along with the War Machine. And the War Machine is a cannon launcher of death. With the rate of fire, ammo, and splash damage that it has, it's the best ground streak to run. The only thing that stops this is spawn protection. When the score streak meta right now is so strong that it's essentially a crutch to run the most powerful score streaks in the game, you know you fucked up. It used to be the UAV, and then whatever you want back in the older Call of Duties, and you know, it's yearly. It should just be the UAV or whatever you want. There was variety. But now in Cold War, it's almost exclusively the UAV or counter UAV mixed with the air patrol and War Machine. I see almost every game, everyone runs an air patrol or a War Machine. It's a crutch. Last problem for this segment, the maps. Now with Season 2, they've adjusted some of the map sightlines to make the flow and gameplay experience better for the user, which is good. I applaud them for that. However, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. I'm going to talk about Nuketown, one of the most beloved maps in COD history. In Cold War, you're playing Nuketown, right? Have you ever noticed why it plays like shit? You ever notice that you get killed in places where you should have saw the enemy but didn't? In fact, I've ever noticed how in every other map you should have seen the guy that killed you. I present to you a problem. The colors of not only the maps, but the player skins as well blend in the map. Character models can have camo patterns and such, but they should be distinct enough to make out an environment, you know? They could be dark skins, there could be bright, colorful skins, but they should still be able to be distinct and, you know, within the environment. Hell, the game is so dark that Activision had to change the sky and brightness of Miami because of how dark it was. Most of the maps are very dull, and when there are dull skins and player models, it's going to be hard to distinguish what's the environment and what's an enemy, forcing you to run reveal distance attachments to see your enemies better. And don't get me started on the dark rose skin meta. It's in Warzone. It's bullshit. So we're done with the Cold War section. I know what you're thinking, Ben. You didn't talk about the most game-breaking thing in Cold War. I didn't. Because that's a problem bigger than Cold War itself. It involves Call of Duty as a whole. Skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM, is so game-breaking it affects Call of Duty as a whole, not just Cold War. If you don't know what skill-based matchmaking is, it's essentially an algorithm in the game that detects how your performance is in previous games to try and match you against people among your skill level. So in theory, this is good. It should mean fair matches, right? Well, you know, you're wrong. Very wrong, actually. Skill-based matchmaking doesn't work in Call of Duty. COD, at its core, is a casual game. The multiplayer has always been casual, or mostly casual. Of course, there are competitive players as well as competitive game modes, such as League Play, but that's where it should stay. Core multiplayer should not have skill-based matchmaking. It should be reserved for League Play. It not only takes the fun out of the game, but it also makes the game almost unplayable. If I go 30-5 in a kill confirm lobby, right? Say I got lucky and went 30-5, and even though I'm not that good, I'm decent. The game is automatically going to assume that I'm a god, so it's going to matchmake me with players who are actually good at the game. Once I get pummeled and totally ass blasted by CWL players, I go back to match with kids who don't even know where the jump button is on their controller. I destroy them, of course. The next lobby, I join the CWL players again, and the cycle continues. Let's look at my scorecard. Right now, I'm grinding for Dark Matter. One of the guns I had to get gold for was the Sigma 2. I had to get double kills with the Sigma 2. If you know anything about the Sigma 2, it's got a terrible blast radius, coupled with flak jacket, so you can figure I had a hard time with it. I exclusively use the Sigma 2 and nothing else, and my KD dropped significantly. One time, however, in Nuketown lobby, I finally get gold for my Sigma 2, and once that happens, I switched my RPG to get that gold. And I realized I almost got a nuclear off of kids who just picked up this game at Walmart. I unintentionally reverse boosted myself to get an unintentional almost nuclear. I got 26 kills in that match. David Vonderhaar, one of the lead developers at Treyarch Studios, had tweeted out and always preached, "Ping is king." Essentially saying lobbies that are based on host connection and not skill. But this is a lie. In fact, it's such a lie that if you're good at this game, and if you have a high KD, the game will intentionally worsen your connection and even make it longer to connect and matchmake with other players in lobbies. I'm going to put this into perspective for you as a nail in the coffin, kind of. Almost. Let's say in Black Ops 2, you have a 1.7 KD average. You're above average, you're decent, but you're still far from the best players who have, hell, a 3, 4, 5 KD average in Black Ops 2. Those are the really good players. Those are the pro players, almost. In Cold War, having a 1.7 KD means you're top 20 to 5% in the world. Looking at this leaderboard screenshot makes me want to barf. FaZe Panmaj is a pro player, and he has a 1.7 KD, and he's top 100 in the world. Optic Scump, arguably the best pro COD player of all time, has vocally spoken out against skill-based matchmaking. He has said that Modern Warfare 2019 is the worst COD ever, and has the worst multiplayer of all time.
So, last and certainly
trash, right in the trash.
This?
Oh, if Warzone didn't come out in this game, one of the worst CODs ever made.
Really?
Warzone saved this game so unbelievably hard.
Are you kidding? Damn. I thought that SMD, and I only played SMD.
Have you played competitive on this game?
No, I only play SMD.
Is it the maps or what?
It's counterintuitive. Like everything that you've known, it's counterintuitive. It's a squad-based spawn system, so if you sneak through, you spawn on your teammate. It's the worst Call of Duty ever made.
After that statement, he got fined by Activision for calling them out on their bullshit.
Here's a question for you guys. Like, out of all the online tournaments and competitive play you've played throughout all the Call of Duties online, not on LAN, how does this one compare to the other ones?
I ain't getting fined again.
If that's not sad enough, that's the nail on the coffin, ladies and gentlemen. Activision has put a patent on skill-based matchmaking, a legal patent on skill-based matchmaking, meaning they make money off of the algorithm. And it's sad to say, but possibly skill-based matchmaking is going to be here for a while. Call of Duty is one of the most famous yearly franchises. While even though the game's ideas take years to plan and develop, you could still expect a Call of Duty game every year. On March 10, 2020, while I came home from school blasting Eternal Tank, Warzone was released to critical acclaim. Call of Duty took the Battle Royale scene by storm, and when everyone got that call from school saying there will be an extra 2 weeks of spring break, everyone was entertained for the quarantine soon to come. It's now 2021, and Warzone is still thriving, and Activision has announced they will keep Warzone fresh and alive, and will add new guns from yearly Call of Duties to keep the game active. So the question is, why don't they do that for every new Call of Duty to come out? Why not have a studio make a Call of Duty and keep it updated for the next 2 to 3 years until the next one comes out under another studio in the development cycle? Another game franchise that does this is Battlefield. Why not develop your games like Battlefield? It seems like every new year Call of Duty releases, there seems to be a new terrible launch and unfinished problems that don't seem to be patched till months later or even never. One example is the perk system from World War II. Sledgehammer decided to take a little spin on the perks of the game, and it was horrendous. The perk system has so many flaws that it seemed like the perk you ran just didn't even work or barely did anything at all. It was useless. It took them 6 months to overhaul the perk system and finally make the game playable and fun. And you know what? After that, I did enjoy it. Another example is Modern Warfare. In the beta, there were 2 major red flags. Skill-based matchmaking, again, and no minimap. Players were outraged that the minimap only showed up with UAVs, and so it promoted camping. During the beta, they would add the minimap back. However, you couldn't see anyone that was shooting on the map. They would remain invisible unless you popped a UAV. This was kept for the entire game cycle and was very controversial to the overall player base. Also, might I add, the official launch of Modern Warfare featured the overpowered use of claymores and the 7.25 shotgun. Oh my god. Remember that shit? A yearly cycle of Call of Duty games is fatiguing to say the least. If Activision and their studios took at least 2 to 3 years to release a Call of Duty, think about how much more creativity and content we could have. Think about all the problems that could be fixed before launch and during launch if they decide to use this method instead of releasing the game yearly. Hell, it won't be a money problem to Activision either. They're making more money than the GDP of fucking Zimbabwe at this point from the Battle Pass system and COD points. So what's stopping them? You reached the end of the video. In conclusion, guys, I just want to say I don't hate Call of Duty. I may not like Cold War's multiplayer, but I'm down to play zombies and that sick-ass campaign over and over again. That's the important part. I'm going to find something or some way to enjoy this game every year. I'm only making this video because I'm passionate about what I love. And I love YouTube, the internet, and Call of Duty, and I want to share my voice on these problems. I know this game can be better. I know this franchise could be better, and I just want it to change and grow to the best that it can be. I love Warzone. Warzone, in my opinion, is probably the best Battle Royale experience that anyone could get. I want to grow old one day and see my kids get Call of Duty for the first time and have the same excitement and action and craziness and just plain old fun that I had when I got Modern Warfare 3. I know this franchise can be great. They've been great before. So what's stopping them from being great now?